Mo Salah. Growing up, I really enjoyed playing and watching sports. I can proudly say I was a very good athlete. I excelled in PE class and was selected to play for our school's 4 teams of basketball, volleyball, football, soccer, and softball. They wouldn't let us play baseball or American football for safety reasons. My favorite sport was basketball, however, and I was the best at basketball. I was and still am a huge Michael Jordan fan. The sport I was least skilled at was soccer. Though I mainly watched the NBA and NFL, I was a casual soccer fan and would always watch major soccer events like the World Cup, Euro Cup, Champions League. And there was a period in the early 2000s where Egypt won the African Nations Cup 3 times in a row. During this period, I would watch these tournaments religiously. For some reason, after that, I lost interest and didn't keep up with any soccer at all. Till this day, I can't name any of the current Egyptian soccer players, except for one, Mo Salah. I had never heard of him or seen him, but I slowly kept realizing how everyone in Egypt was talking about him. If you don't know, Mohamed Salah is a soccer player from Egypt who was able to make it to the European leagues, and now he's been playing for Liverpool the past several years, and in the English Premiership. I didn't know it at the time, but Salah is not just a regular player, but he's a superstar. He's the best player on the team, and he's in the same conversation with greats such as Ronaldo and Messi. He's greatly loved in Egypt to the point where he's almost worshipped. No one from Egypt has ever made it as far and as successfully as Salah has, and the whole nation is proud of him and supports him. I told you I really wouldn't get into this kind of stuff, but this example has something to do with some of the strange coincidental events that happened to me. So I decided to share it. This took place in, I believe, around 2018 during the World Cup. For those of you who don't know, Egypt hasn't qualified for the World Cup since the early 90s. So this was a major event, especially since Egyptians live and breathe soccer. It's the #1 sport. For them, Salah was their savior. It was during this time when I was feeling this negative energy inside me, whether it was demonic or not, that I was really paranoid of people here. And I thought everyone here was following me and I was always being watched. And it went as far as, I know this sounds crazy, but them of prospering off of me and my energy and trying to keep me trapped here in Egypt. So I didn't really like the locals here. And this energy in me had it out for Mo Salah. I'd never seen him play and I didn't even know what he looked like. The only thing I knew was one day I asked my nephew, "Hey, is this Salah guy any good?" And he told me that he was actually very good. But this energy inside of me didn't like him and was somewhat jealous of him and his success. So after looking around and searching, I finally figured out what he looks like, and I saw a few clips of his highlights. A few days later, I was driving around and saw all these new billboards all over the place, with a picture of Salah's upper body and head with his arms stretched out to the sides. Now, to me, it looked like this placed him in the crucifix position, and my mind immediately went to, the elite are using him because he's a Muslim Arab. In many of the pictures and ads he's in, he poses in the same position, and even does that sometimes after he scores a goal. I know what you're probably thinking, that I took this one too far and it's merely just a coincidence, and I shouldn't read too much into it, right? I would agree with you 100%. But what about this? Now, I'm sure most of you have seen how the Monster Energy drink logo, the M, is also a 666 in Hebrew. This is also a 666 in Arabic, as the 6 is the same in Hebrew and Arabic. Then I came across this, which is just simply undeniable. This is Mohamed Salah's logo. Notice the M. Notice the 666. Those 3 stems that make up the M are 3 6s in Hebrew and 3 6s in Arabic. Coincidence? This doesn't mean that Salah is part of the Illuminati or anything like that. It just means that he's being used, as he has a huge Muslim fan base and audience. And he most likely has no idea or clue about this or anything regarding this. But I thought I would just share this with you as one of the things I came across. Now, where this involves some of my experiences and relates to my stories is that during this time, I told you I felt I was being spied on. I also felt that this energy inside me made me capable of supernatural things. Now, I know it sounds crazy. This is just what happened. I was sure someone or something could hear my thoughts and words that I speak. So at this time, Egypt had a game coming up. As I had so much ill feeling towards Salah. As I was driving around, I would yell out, 5-0, 5-0, you guys are going to lose 5-0. As if I had some control over the game. 5-0, 5-0, we're going down, 5-0. Then one day, on the day of the match, I went back to the bar. I hadn't been there long, and as I was just sitting there, eating some peanuts, I hear out of the corner of the room, someone yell out clearly, 5-0. I just smiled and laughed. That's all I could do, as I had become accustomed to all these strange coincidences happening to me. On a side note, however, Egypt did lose, but not 5-0.